Hey, what's going on, everyone? So today we are going to bring you an unopened Nintendo Switch. Now, I understand there's been a lot of controversy or issues regarding the Switch. You know, the main panel scratching up, the lack of games at launch, even though with Breath of the Wild scoring a perfect 10 out of 10, one of the best Zelda games in a long time besides Ocarina of Time and possibly even the originals, Link to the Past, and the first two Legend of Zeldas on the original NES. So I wanted to bring to you our gray charcoal Nintendo Switch. It has not been opened, so I waited to open this simply for this video, and I want to show that this system is it going to be worth it? And I think it is. I mean, I understand the Wii U has been that bad, and no one really cared for the Wii U. It failed miserably, even though it was innovative, but this brings it to a whole new level. And with the Wii being one of the top sellers of all time, this has some competition, especially if we want to keep Nintendo around. And Nintendo has been focused on being, the family-oriented type company with the nice, friendly graphics and all that. It's not as detailed as maybe PlayStation or Xbox, but you know what? They lead the way, I believe, in innovation, and Nintendo is hands down one of my favorite companies of all time. And you can't go wrong with Mario, can't go wrong with Legend of Zelda, Bomberman. I mean, Bomberman's fun. I mean, the originals are great. So, without any further hesitation, let's break this box open and see what we have here. So, with the Nintendo Switch, here we go. So, right here on inside the flap, it will show you exactly everything that you need here to put it together. Even on the outside here, it even shows you what the contents are. So we're gonna go ahead and this is beautifully packaged. I mean, it is small. The console itself is small, the tablet, but I mean that's a given. It's made for on the go. So you're not going to carry it around in a backpack like you would a PS4 or an Xbox One. So, I mean, it's nicely wrapped. And so let's go ahead and... So here we go. So here it is. You got the Nintendo Switch logo. I mean, it's light. It's still a little hefty. I think it built fairly well. I understand the screen will scratch on the docking station, but we will find out. I do have screen protectors for it, but for the sake of this video, I am willing to scratch the screen to see if that is just on a limited number or if it just happens from people not docking it correctly, rushing it in, kids playing with it. So we'll see. So now we have our Joy-Con controllers here. So as you can see, the top part pops right out. It looks almost as packaged as if you were going to get an iPhone. You know how beautifully packaged iPhones are. So we go ahead and grab these Joy-Con controllers. Now these are relatively small as well. They will fit in the palm of your hand, but they do not feel out of place. I mean, look at this. These are small. I mean, you've got the connectivity button there. You've got an LED indicator light that will tell you if it's connected or not. So I mean, I'm going to be honest. Right here, this feels kind of awkward. You got the analog stick right here, and you got another one right here, and this feels weird controlling it like this, but it just could be, I'm not used to it. So, but then you got the bumper, two bumpers here, left and right, two different bumper stick buttons there, and you got all your normal controls. So these are nice, they're light, they don't feel flimsy. I mean, I feel like I could, if I would apply a lot of pressure to it, I mean, you could find the weak spots a little bit, but as far as anything else goes, I think these are well built. So let's go ahead and put those down and see what else we have here. We've got, looks like our port stations here. So this is so it goes right on the edge of your, it slides right onto your Joy-Con here. So there you go. So you got your little wristband. You put it on, safety measure, kind of like what they had with the Wii. You know, if you flung it around playing the tennis games or whatnot, and you can't tell you how many times it flew off without it. But in this way, boom. So you got two of them. You get two each for each paddle here. There we go. So you got buttons here too. So I'm sure Nintendo's always gonna find a way to use every single button at their disposal. So we'll go ahead and loosen this. So look at that. I like it. I know the special colored ones looks pretty cool, but I'm a big fan of just the standardized colors, black, gray. So you have your normal HDMI cable here. Okay, it comes with you. I'm gonna put that there. You have your charger. Right. So you have your charger here. I mean, not as big as the Xbox ones, that's for sure. But let's focus on here on Nintendo. So we got, you know, nice long cord. All right, so you got your little port. So Nintendo, beautiful. All right, what else do we have here? We have. So this is so like how I was saying earlier, how the discomfortability of these controllers. So I mean, you have these on here, and all you gotta do is take these off. See, it has this little boom and boom. So now you got the full-on controller. This actually feels much more comfortable, ain't it? Yeah, this little add-on there, you put these Joy-Con controllers in, does feel a little more cheap. And it's thin plastic. Seems like if you were to step on it or hit it pretty hard, it will probably break. But I mean, not gonna win any design awards for this, that's for sure. But otherwise, this is pretty cool. It does feel a little bit better, especially if you're more into having a full body type controller. All right, so now we have that. And what else do we have here? We have, you know, our normal cautions manual. And we have the docking station here in bubble wrap. Boom. So here is that docking station. So there's nothing else left. So here's that. So we have everything right in here. It fits beautifully. So if you were to put the cords in all the way in here, see how it. Let's go ahead and do this. So. Connect it in. Boom. We have. What did I do with the other cord? There we go. The power cord. So we go ahead and put the AC cord in there. So see how the compartment fits and hides it. You can even put a USB if you like. So I'm assuming for memory, since this doesn't have much memory, 32 gigs. But from what I understand, since these games are not disc-based, and unlike PlayStation and Xbox, these games will not be saved to your system unless you actually save them. So you're not required to download them to the console, which is great. So you can constantly just pop them out. So it's not going to take up an entire game unless you download from their e-store, you know, like Fire Emblem. That's rumored to take up pretty much all of the memory on the system. So I mean, that's where you'll probably need to extend the memory. So there's that. So we got the docking station, and then we have the switch. So let's go ahead and pop it in here. Perfect. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hook this up to a charger. We're gonna let this. So as you can see, it's. Oh, I'll take it out. You can tell that you see it kind of lit up. There we go. There we go. See? There we go. Boom. So you can. So it's telling me we gotta put the Joy-Cons on the edges here of the screen. So let's go ahead and. So yeah, there we go. We got the little buttons right here to release it from the system. So let's go ahead and slide these on. So there's a lot of little things here, especially if you haven't done. So there's the full-on controller. So that's pretty cool. So now, as you can see, look at that, the sound. Pretty nice sound. Turn it up. You got the volume controls here. You can turn it up even more. English, so you can actually hear it. Accept, next. So, I mean, you even got the game card, so you can put, that's where you put the games. There are the speakers right here. And then you got you can still put in the charger port there. So you can charge this on the go. You can choose your wireless network. And then next. So I'll do it later. We'll do that, okay. Date and time, I'll set that all up later. So we can connect to the TV. So now all we gotta do is detach this and we'll send it to the TV. So let's see how that works, shall we? We're gonna take this, so we're gonna put it on our docking stand. So we're gonna head and insert it there. Alright, so the screen itself shuts off, so boom, as you can tell on the main screen, the TV here, see it comes up. Alright, so we got the controllers again, success. So look at that, we get the, boom. Link is my favorite character of all time. So enter a nickname. I'm just gonna go ahead and put my real name here. Alright, so we got a new user. Alright, cool. Perfect. So as you can see, look at, you can add this many users to it. So if you want, which is pretty helpful, pretty cool, especially if you have a lot of people coming over, but I'll skip that for now. So you can do parental controls if you have children or you want to protect it. I don't, so we'll just forward this. So we're going to go ahead and press the home button on the controller. So now this is where you can play a video game. You can insert the game card or download from the Nintendo eStore, and we have a little kickstand here up. So we have the kickstand up here. So as it can be propped down and set on the table, as you can see. So, and even with some shaking, it isn't gonna really go anywhere. It does have a little rubber pad at the end, right here, to prevent it from sliding. So I think for the most part it will hold. So especially if you're just gonna have it propped up and you're gonna have it connected to the TV, it's not gonna be much of an issue. So I don't really see much of the complaint there, unless you're really looking for something that's like out of this world. I mean, it's a basic kickstand. It clicks right back in. It is a little tough to get out, so you kind of have to use a little bit of force. But we're gonna go ahead and hit next after we get these controllers connected. Oh no, we're supposed to. All right, never mind. So here we go. So you can tell these controllers are connected to it. So it says, would you like to connect to a TV and play on a larger screen? Connect. Use the left stick to select. Alright everyone, so welcome back. Alright, so we've got this here. It's going to be going ahead and connect it to the TV. So it says we have to detach the Joy-Con. So the same thing as before. It's got the little buttons. Slide them right off. Alright. Alright, so there we go. So we can even, like you said, I know there have been some issues with the, as you can tell, look at, yeah, see? Alright, I want to show you, I just tried getting the kickstand down. As you can tell, if it will show, it's got some scratches. So this isn't the screen. As you can see see the tiny scratches there on the kickstand part. It will scratch. So this will scratch up. So let's airplane. So this is pretty cool. And so you can pretty much take this anywhere and everywhere. It's just a high performance Game Boy. And you can do everything here, internet, data management, your amiibo. So even if you have the latest and greatest of the amiibos, I mean, I still have, I usually don't open up my amiibos, but I mean, sometimes I buy duplicates so I can open one and have the other. They are not region restricted, so even if you want to go for a Japan version, which is typically cheaper, go for those and collect the other ones. Even Amazon, I know, has really good deals. I've got a few off of there for $5 to $7. So you can reset themes. You can pretty much control this and customize any way you prefer to do. So you get a TV resolution, 1080p if you want. So, because that's it will shoot out 1080p connected to the television while it's docked. It goes to 720p when you're on the go, which, I mean, you cannot complain with that. I mean, yeah, it would be pretty nice to have still a 1080p. And I know the PlayStation Vitas are pretty high, but those are high-powered gaming consoles. And this is Nintendo. They're user-friendly. They want to be able to just get you up and going. And I don't think they really have much wrong. I mean, I think this is going to be a great system. I understand the game lineup, but Breath of the Wild is going to be one heck of a game. You got Barman that came out. You got Isaacs that was released. And then in the coming month, later this month, we have Mario Kart Deluxe. We have the Sonic game coming out, the Collector's Edition one, which is pretty awesome. So, I mean, I don't think we're gonna have any shortage of games, especially with the e-stop, or not the e-stop. Especially with Nintendo's e-store, we can download games and hopefully even get all of their old past games on there. And you're gonna need a lot of memory, but I think this is gonna be pretty cool, and I'm excited to get going and playing. I will be doing another video upcoming on the Mario Kart 8 game to see how it compares to Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. It is a beefed up version. It does seem like that. It is called a Deluxe, but it just looks awesome, and I can't wait to try to play it on this controller. I know that we've got here, so let's go ahead and take this off. So here we go. We're going to take a look at this. So as you can see, it just instantly right back to the screen. So it really has no delay, and that's pretty cool to me. And so I want to be able to, there we go. So you can link to your Nintendo account, created one. So it's touchscreen, it's fairly responsive, and so as you can tell, this is pretty responsive. You click it, and it's not even, you click it once, you gotta click it twice. So if you were to hit it once, it just highlights it, and then click it again to confirm it, which is pretty cool, because if you accidentally hit something, you're not going to something you didn't want to go in. And I know sometimes it's annoying, and this is not that annoying. I mean, it pretty much protects you from being a klutz, someone like me. So we can go back. So there you have it. The screen does not look damaged or scratched, but let's go ahead and, for the sake of this, let's go ahead and, there we go, put it in, out. We're just going to go ahead and do this a few times and see whether or not will it scratch. So I can see possibly where the scratching comes, but I don't really see any scratching. I don't feel it. So I mean, it's probably from repetitive use, but I mean, if you look inside here, I mean, they've got two slits that it looks like supports. It separates the screen from the actual station. Oh, I have that upside down, so that won't work. So I mean, when you put it in, now, man, I gotta get this straight. Get my head on. All right. There we go. Finally, jeez. So there we go. So now it's back here, but as you can tell, there is a little bit of a gap. So I don't really see how it would scratch the screen. The screen, as you can tell, if you can see, it's not up against the dock. So, I mean, you got to push down on this dock and then slide it out. And there is a good, I'd say at least a 1/4 inch gap between the dock and the screen. So the back part is more so, like the back part of the console, I think is going to be one that gets scratched up more, if anything. I mean, I already scratched the stand part, as you can tell, and that was from trying to like get it open. But as far as the screen goes, I personally want to say it's carelessness. I can't really say. I mean, if you're going to spend $300 on a console, I'm sure you want to take the best care of it. You don't want to ruin it, especially the screen. But I really don't see it. It's got those little like nudges there, little things that securely put it in there, and it gives it that little bit of a gap from the screen. So I mean it slides right out easily. So if you were to tip it upside down or drop it, it's gonna come flying out. But I mean, it's a beautiful console. Hands down, beautiful. And I cannot say I'm not impressed with this. I mean, maybe I could do an update and see if the screen will scratch over time, but over time, I really don't see that happening. I mean, you get a screen protector just in case to protect it. Of course, I mean, you would do that with your phone. You know, if you have the latest Galaxy S, like the S8 that'll be coming out, and even if you have the S7, the iPhone. I mean, if you have an expensive phone, you're gonna have a screen protector for it. So I don't think this would be any different. I mean, they didn't have screen protectors when the Game Boys came out, and those were expensive back then. And they're still kind of expensive now if you're trying to get your hands on an original one. You're still going to pop a pretty penny. But you're not going to go find a square screen protector for that screen. Those screens were easily scratched. But, I mean, this isn't plastic screen. It's a glass screen. And you want to protect your investment, get a screen protector. They're $8 to $10 on Amazon. But, so you can tell, this is a system worth having. So if you can get your hands on one, get one. If you like the gray console one, the way that it looked, you know, the charcoal color, I mean, this is my favorite. And the other color, was it the blue and it's like the blue and the red color, kind of that neon. I mean, yeah, that pops out. That will definitely get some attention, especially if you have it set out in the living room and someone comes by and they want to see what it is. Especially if they don't even know what the heck a Nintendo Switch is. I mean, yeah, it's gonna pop out of it's gonna pop out. Your eyes will get attracted to it. But I don't see why anyone would not see how awesome this is. And I'm glad I was able to get my hands on one. And if you like, this has this controller too, as I stated before. But other than that, I mean, that's what we have here for the Nintendo Switch. I mean, we have the end panels to put on the system there, or the controllers. I mean, we do have the larger controller piece that you can put on here. Again, it's a little more flimsy except for the center. It holds all the tech in there, but this seems a little flimsy. I mean, I feel like I could break this if I really wanted to try. You know, we got our docking station. Then we have a wonderful pad. You see how it just disconnects from that TV easily without much fuss. It has great volume on the pad. It has a great volume. And you can control the volume here. You got the power switch there. You got speakers. You got a jack for your headphones so you can listen to it on the go. You do have a game card slot. So you got the charging port there. So I mean, there's a lot to go with this, and I can see where you want to nitpick and find out the functionalities of it, what's great or not. But the controllers are functionable. They're responsive. I feel like they're well made. These don't feel cheap. As far as the $80 price tag goes for some of these, that might be a little far-fetched. But and it is Nintendo, and you do pay what you get for, I believe, with Nintendo. And then typically cheaper. I mean, it's better than paying $500 for a 500 gig PS4. But I understand if we're going to update the memory on this, it's going to come out to that probably, especially after you buy everything. But Nintendo's got some of the greatest games, and that has that nostalgic value to it, and especially when it takes you back. So if you can't get your hands on one, these are great controllers. I'm starting to love this. I mean, it's going to still take me a little bit of time to get used to it. I'm used to inverted controllers. I used to play upside down when I was little, but I do like the feel of this. It seems a little wide, but I do like it, especially if they come out with Super Smash Bros. For this, which I'm pretty sure they will. But get your hands on it. I want to thank you for watching. I'll update again with the newer games when they get released, and like and subscribe if you like the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Alright, so we've got, this is really responsive, so I mean, I don't see much of an issue. The joystick's got a nice rubber grip to it. It moves super easily. It clicks. I mean, we can see we got news here, so we can click on the news, press the A button, and this is getting actually easier. As I mentioned earlier, that I believe that this was going to be uncomfortable. You know, being like, you can literally play cross-handed like this, but you know what? I think after doing this for a little while, this is actually pretty easy. And I kind of like the free form. You can, you know, if you want to go over here, or if you want to be cool and try to toss it to your friend in some kind of trick, that could probably happen. But see, they got everything in here, all the news, all about charging. So you can tell, we just booted it up right out of the box. So it doesn't have much power left. So it needs more juice. So if you were to set it up here, so anything else, so you got the Nintendo eStore, but you need to be on the, I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi right now, so that's not going to do me any good. But look, we can play on the big screen. So it kind of, even it shows you the instructions here on how to do it all if you are unsure, which, I mean, it pretty much shows you in the packaging, and it's the only way you're going to get this to work on the big screen. So most of the cores are self-explanatory. So you got the Nintendo Store there. Then we got the album. So I guess if you take pictures, see, so you can take a capture button. So this is a little camera button right down here. You can see that little square. So that's pretty cool. You get to take pictures, and you can post them on your social network, all while playing the Nintendo Switch. So pretty neat. Then we got the controllers. So there we go. So it shows that we've got one controller. It's got some battery life to it. You can change the grip order. You can pair the new controllers. So I guess you can, however you want to do it, inverted, whatnot. That's pretty cool. So we're going